So the Department of Government Efficiency has found some crazy spending at the government that they are just slashing. And I've heard a lot of comments onto whether or not this is going to make an impact and whether or not we're actually going to be able to get out of debt with the US government. So I'm going to break it down real quick. Now, just if you want a crazy thing, just go to the Department of Government Efficiency's X account, scroll down here, and you will find crazy things that they have been finding. So millions of dollars sent to other countries for a whole bunch of random stuff, billions of dollars just wasted. They actually have retirement that they are processing by paper out of a mine. That could be so much efficiencies just by implementing a good software system. Heck, the IRS, and I know this because I am a CPA, the IRS doesn't even let you scan something and email it to them. You have to send in a paper copy or fax it. Who in the world has a fax machine these days? Only the IRS, I will tell you that. It is insane. So my real question is like, how much of a dent does this actually make? If you go onto the US debt clock, you can see right over here, there's this fancy little DOGE clock. This is tracking the savings that DOGE is finding. Right now, it is over $105 billion since inception. And by the time you watch this thing, it's going to be a couple $billion more, and it could be a heck of a lot more. So it's insane. Right here, this is the national debt, and it is pushing $36.5 trillion. So my question is the savings to make a dent on this national debt? I have had people just hit me up in comments when I made a video on tariffs that like, oh, you know, even if we cut stuff, it's not gonna make a dent. And people are throwing a fit because Elon Musk is finding $5 million here and $10 million there. And they're like, that's not gonna do anything. And while I agree that like $5 million compared to $36.5 trillion is small, I completely disagree that that's going to not make a difference. Little drops in a bucket can fill up a bucket. So if we are finding all of these small things, these easy things that we can cut out of our spending, then yes, you can drive down debt. Now, I'm going to say this because right now I'm looking at it as a government, but this is the same thing in your personal finances. If you have little things and you are just spending money on stupid little things, if you cut all of those little things out, up to be big things and they can drive your debt down. Now, I was really curious on this, so I'm going to, right here on this DOGE clock, I'm going to set a timer. As soon as it changes $1 million, right here, this is the $1 million mark. As soon as it changes, I'm going to hit a timer and see how long it takes DOGE to find $1 million worth of savings. So right here, it's at 700,000. As soon as it hits that $1 million, switches to 8 million, I'm going to start the clock. We're going to watch it until it goes to $9 million. Right now, it's already at $300,000 more since I started this clock. So it's cranking. We'll see how long it takes to find $1 million worth of savings from DOGE. We are closing in right now. And pause. 22.66. Now, obviously, human error in that. So call it what you want, 22 and a half, 23, 23 and a half, I don't care. 23 seconds about is how long it takes DOGE to find $1 million in savings. Let's do the same thing with our national debt right here. We're going to calculate out how long it takes to add $1 million into our national debt. So let's start this over. I'm going to wait till this turns to 4. Start our timer. So it's getting close and go. So it's cranking pretty quick, but I don't know. It's going to be pretty close to DOGE. We're at 500,000 right here, cranking up to 7, 8, 9, and pause. 20.56. So could be some human error in there as well. 21 seconds-ish. So in 21 seconds, the national debt goes up by $1 million. But in 23 seconds, Doge is finding $1 million in savings, and they are just getting going. And those savings can be compounding, just like interest is going to be compounding. But I can tell you this, if we are saving $1 million for every 23 seconds, and we weren't doing that before, we were spending crazy money, we can put that $1 million towards the national debt. Now, right now, it would not take it down. It would still be growing, but it would be growing at a slower rate, which would be amazing. And if we can get even more efficient, we can actually start paying down the debt. So same thing with you and your personal finances. If you have credit card debt and you feel like you can't get ahead because you're getting charged interest on this credit card debt, and it's super expensive because interest rates on credit card is insane, go find all the little crap, all the stupid things that you're spending money on, and cut them out, and then take all of that money to go pay down your debt. It's going to slow the growth of your debt, and then hopefully you can get to the point where you are actually having more savings than you are increasing on your interest, right? More money that's getting sent out, and you're actually going to be able to flip that and start seeing that clock go backwards. That's what Doge is going after. That's why Doge is cutting all of these things, and you can argue all day long that $5 million doesn't make a difference in the national debt, but I'm telling you, it does. What's your guys' viewpoint on Doge, Elon Musk, Trump doing all of these budget cuts and all of these cuts that you're finding? Hit me up in the comments section. Tell me the craziest thing that you've seen Doge cut out. And if you guys have any questions, please hit me up in the comments section. We'll talk to you guys next.